Up the door. Weather and more. All right, it's a warmer morning this morning. I think it's about 32 degrees, so snow will be soft initially. It was really weird yesterday. It was kind of really frozen granular on sunrise where the sun had hit it the day before, but these northern aspects yesterday morning were soft and packed powder. So you never know what you're going to get, but I'm looking at just complete snow cover here and really another nice day of skiing. So what keeps you up at night? What kept me up last night was, first of all, worrying about the severe weather. And second of all, trying to understand this cloud. William Seavey took a photograph at Wolfboro, New Hampshire yesterday morning at 8 o'clock. Just a spectacular display of Mother Nature's artistic capability. But how did it happen, really? First, I'm thinking I wanted to make a Tootsie Roll analogy, but then I found out Tootsie Rolls are kind of not really rolled. So I went to the bread stick analogy, and I looked at this video, and I said, yeah, that's right. You see how you press down on the bread and roll it? Well, that's what Mother Nature is doing with air. Let's go to the Portland, Maine vertical azimuth display showing the wind up in the sky over Portland, Maine this morning. See those bottom barbs near the bottom? Those are coming from the northeast at 10 to 20 knots. And then you go up to about 2,000 or 3,000 feet. That air is coming from the west at 30 knots. So what you have is air down on the ground from the northeast, air up in the sky from the southwest. That's happening right now. And that creates a wind shear, almost a rolling effect. Another analogy, you walk into the ocean and there's big waves, right? And you get hit by a big wave that knocks you over toward the beach. But then when that water rushes back out into the ocean, it knocks your legs out from underneath you. That is fluid shear. So when you have a fluid going one way at one level and another way at another level, you're going to get situations like Williams cloud. But that one also involved condensation. It's a cylinder of air with cloud forming in the middle of it and subsidence on either side of it. You could do a whole thesis on just that cloud. William, thank you for sharing and giving us something to think about. I also wake up in the middle of the night worrying about weather, and I went right to the Paducah, Kentucky National Weather Service this morning. Had a tornado warning in effect at about 3 a.m. their time. How scary is that? Tornado sirens in the middle of the night. Just really almost can't even imagine that around here. So I went to the vertical azimuth display there, talk about wind shear, air near the ground from the south at 30 to 40 knots, and then way up in the sky from the west and the southwest at 120 knots. You know, it only takes 55-mile-an-hour winds to snap a tree. In those tornadoes, it's a similar thing with the wind shear. Instead of a flat cloud spinning, now you have a vertical cloud spinning with winds going to 100, 120 miles an hour. Just terrifying, really. So another tornado outbreak is in progress. This system crossing the nation is going to have just fringe effects here in New England. The blizzard is lifting up into Canada. The severe weather threat is going to decay. Yesterday, fueling this severe weather, dozens of record high temperatures in the central and southeastern United States. And in the west this morning, Cortez, Colorado is having the coldest April morning on record, dozens of record low temperatures. Here in the Northeast, we have warmer air coming up in the sky, and that's going to result in, what do they call it, the Mansfield medley around here. That is when the precipitation comes in. It's warm air with that southerly wind up in the sky, but it's cold air underneath. Cold high-pressure system. It has resulted in an inversion this morning. Some of the warmest weather is at about 5,000 feet on Mount Washington in New Hampshire right now, so we may have some sleet and freezing rain, but it's not coming until later in the day. Limited snow, just northern Maine. This system is going to be a cold one today, but then a warm one tomorrow. The air is going to shift around and come in from the southwest. And we're going to go to 70s tomorrow with a slight chance of a thunderstorm, and then colder air is going to come back in with some upslope snow around here on Friday. I think that'll make, I don't know, about day 36 of the last 40 with snow somewhere in New England. Speaking of snow, it was great up there yesterday. The ropes came down on the uppers. When I talk about the uppers, you know, those really narrow trails, that's upper lift line, and then there's Goat and Star and Upper National. That's Upper National right there. The ropes came down on Upper National, so there's plenty of snow, hardly any rocks. I know that sounds funny, but that's going to change over the next few days with this warm up and cool down. Easter weekend still looks spectacular in New England with frosty mornings and temperatures in the low 50s, probably a little sea breeze effect. Really windy Friday as the cooler air comes in, but then the wind is going to relax with high pressure right over us this weekend. All right, so I'll leave you with one scene from standing up there next to a stream that they're starting to break through, and then last night at the Roost. Rex, come here. Come here. Rex, come here. Last night at the Roost, we met a big puppy named Mars, and it was so cute, and this is an issue. So we have lots of canine friends here, and I'm so happy that that one in there is Chill. Thank you for being Chill. And Rex, come on, let's go. Time to wrap this up. Let's go. I don't think he sees that other dog. All right. We love our dogs. We love our snow. We love our weather. And thank you, Michael Colburn, actually, for asking the question, how did that cloud form? Michael Colburn and I met right here on this mountain probably about 20 years ago. This one's for you, Mike. That time of year, you ski off the trails. There's gonna be an occasional stream or a river or log across the way. There's usually another way out though. Closing in on the full pink moon. It's tomorrow night. So Rachel's never been to the Roost, and we come to the Roost for the first time. And not the food, not the cocktails, but the clientele.
I picked it Mars. Beautiful. Alaskan Malibu.
Marcy looks like one of those dogs.
How was he in the
like-
summer? He must hate the
Well,
weather.
we have an air conditioner for you.
Oh,
And
inside.
Can you do that again, Marcy?
Been so cute playing with snow.
Nice to meet you.
nice
to meet you.
today we went
Nice to meet you.
nuts.
We can never get enough love, can we? Yeah, I just came out the door with this one too. So this is the side we usually go out. Yep, dog duty, double dog duty before getting to the slopes. My edits are late because the lift's open here at 8 and I come back and edit after I do 10,000 feet between 8 and 9 o'clock. You can do 11-minute laps here, 2,000 feet per lap. It's awesome. Rachel's up in there. That's where I'll be editing this morning, right up in there. Oh, by the way, this one's name is Nola. Yes, after New Orleans. Look at the green grass we get going up here in northern Vermont. Golf season and ski season are gonna overlap this month.